Why is a special video required about image generation prompting for FLUX? Similar to Stable Diffusion, FLUX has a token-based clip text encoder, but additionally it has a second one, the T5 text-to-text transfer transformer, which uses natural language and has the biggest influence on FLUX image generation results. I'm fully aware that there are several extensions for ComfyUI providing LLMs for generating very long natural language prompts for FLUX, but although the outputs might be very detailed, they are kind of random. If you want to keep control of the images you want to generate in your creative process, then this video is for you. We will do a short comparison with the SD1.5 clip text encoder and see the strengths and possible weaknesses of T5 and how it performs when using Stable Diffusion's well-known token format prompt. And of course we will test if and how natural language-based tokens generate a better output with FLUX T5. There will be a surprising result which I have not expected at all. One of the FLUX models follows prompts much better than the other one. For sure you don't want to miss that, and of course I'll tell you how to generate good prompts yourself and how to hotfix small errors in generated images without ControlNet and InPaint. Let's start with a brief summary of image generation prompts in 60 seconds. We start with the subject and some attributes or activities related to the subject. In this case, a starship. Now let's add a second object or a second subject, again with attributes and activities. I used the brackets for readability and to explore the usability of tokens in FLUX. In FLUX, the brackets have no particular influence as they do in Stable Diffusion, for example. Although the starship looks very different, it's the same seed I have used. Now let's add some positions and move the astronaut to the left. Using positions works much better with FLUX than with Stable Diffusion. Adding a background is usually a very good idea. In this case, a moon. Later we will see several options for using styles. Here it's just a photo in perfect light. Did you notice the reflection on the helmet? I wanted to give you a side-by-side comparison of the FLUX T5 text encoder and the older clip text encoder used in, for example, Stable Diffusion 1.5. Side note, Stable Diffusion 3 and SDXL already have improved text encoders that produce better results than this clip version. Still, I wanted to show you a practical T5 clip comparison, so we'll use the widely used SD1.5. So I used the standard text-to-image workflow for Stable Diffusion, that's the purple one, and the green workflow is one of Comfy's example workflows for FLUX. To be fair, I've chosen the Epic Realism checkpoint for Stable Diffusion with the optimal resolution of 768 by 512 and the recommended parameters. For FLUX I used the SCHNELL model with the same resolution. The only special items regarding FLUX workflows in this video are the clip text encoder FLUX instead of the standard clip text encoder and City96 GGUF model loaders to save VRAM and speed up the work. Check out the linked video if you want to see how this works. Alternatively, you can use the standard FLUX models and their loaders. Unfortunately, it quickly became apparent that my 16 GB of VRAM wasn't enough to run both workflows in parallel, so I started them one after the other. The first text prompt is simple. In the center, a blonde woman wearing a silver armor and holding a shield with text on it. Epic Realism did a very good job, and of course I didn't expect any text from this model. FLUX made it in the first round and I didn't want to reroll just because of the text. Now with increased difficulty, a red dragon on the left and a green dragon on the right. Epic Realism refused to generate dragons, so I switched to Dream Shaper 8. Not as expected, but better than nothing. No problem for Flux, but still the text is not completely correct. Now let's add some background. No problem. Same here. Although it's pretty obvious that the complexity is already too high for SD1.5 and Clip, let's bring a bee with a head to the foreground. I cannot find it here. Well, there is the bee and the head is a crown on the woman's head. As the style, we want to have a photo with perfect light. I think the bee is the sign, but there are no dragons. Well, I think that's the best result we can get without generating hundreds of images. The token bracket style works quite well with Flux. I'm curious to see if natural language improves this. In summary, we have a style, lighting, colors, camera settings and much more, which we will see in more detail later. In addition, there are one or more subjects or objects and optionally their positions, also the environment or background. Obviously, the head on the green dragon is wrong. We could add some numbers in brackets as weights because it works this way with Stable Diffusion and Clip, but not with Flux and T5. Additionally, nested brackets have no reinforcing effect other than slightly altering the prompt text. Here I only use brackets for better readability. You may have already wondered what happens if we put our prompt only in the top clip area and leave the T5 area empty. Well, for some reason this is not related to our prompt at all. This may be a bug, but the top clip area is still useful. The text on the sign is incorrect and we copy our prompt unchanged into the upper clip area. Now the text is corrected. I noticed that the same prompt in both areas ensures more robust image generation and sometimes corrects small errors, for example in fingers or texts. Anyhow, normally I put my prompts in the T5 area only. After the successful attempt with the usual token prompts, I asked myself whether we even need natural language prompts for Flux. By the way, if you want to see more videos like this, press the subscribe button. So I did another test, this time with 3 dragons, clouds and birds. Best quality and masterpiece is only out of habit, but it didn't result in any quality improvements for me in Flux. This time I did every test with both Schnell and DEV. The result for Schnell looks good, no problem. Same for DEV. Now let's change the style to black and white. Yeah, that's black and white. Don't get me wrong, in the prompt I asked for colored dragons and green hills, so the prompt is fighting internally. The DEV version, well, I wouldn't call it black and white. It's desaturated, but it's not really what I have expected here. So I moved the text for the style to the clip part of the text encoder. Of course, the clip part is for styles, isn't it? No, that didn't work at all. Time for natural language. Although I could have translated the bracket style to natural language myself, I asked ChatGPT to do so. After this very short dialogue, I simply copied my bracket style prompts and received the results. It's still quite short, but for sure different from the bracket style. I like the result of Schnell very much. And the DEV result is very interesting too. So let's try the black and white prompt in natural language. Yes, that works. And the colored dragons, well, you know. Strange, the DEV version is still only desaturated. That's not correct and for sure, again, not what I have expected, so something might be wrong. What about an anime artist style, for example Shinji Aramaki? The Schnell result is simply brilliant. And the dev result is something else. To confirm my suspicions, I did a few more quick tests. Let's generate a drawing. Schnell is a drawing. Dev, not sure. Next style is a painting. We can let it pass for Schnell. The dev painting looks very similar to the drawing. The last style test is a photo. Let Schnell look at the grass, the rocks and the sky. Let dev look at the grass and the sky. Obviously Schnell is very underrated. In contrast to dev, it's free to use and follows prompts perfectly. So is dev a bad image generation model? No, of course not. It has an extremely high quality output, especially when generating images resembling photos of people. If the main well-integrated style meets exactly what you need, then this is the way to go. It reminds me a bit of an overtrained model with a brilliant style output by sacrificing the ability of adapting new styles. If you want to be more creative and use a variety of styles, then use Schnell. As promised, here is the schema I follow when creating my own prompts, especially regarding subjects, objects and their attributes or activities. It's a good idea to be very detailed, but if you don't want to write down all those details yourself, then an LLM can help you to extend the prompts. Although we have generated some natural language prompts, they have been quite short. Why don't we use ChatGPT in order to extend the length of a prompt? Let's have a look at the result of a much longer prompt. Now I used an even much longer prompt. I like the extended details and the additional waterfall, but the green and the red dragon seems to have melted. This is from dev and the result looks great, but where's the third dragon and the birds? It's a good idea to check the output of ChatGPT, whether it emphasizes or contradicts your prompt. You are the artist, you have control, don't do it completely randomly. Some words on fixing small errors in generated images and about negative prompts. When using dev, you can try different values for the guidance in the text encoder node. It doesn't fix the black and white style, but might generate interesting anime style images. Schnell does not support guidance. Adding or moving special letters or even commas to the prompt slightly changes the output. You can try this as well, similar to increasing the number of steps. FLUX does not support negative prompts natively. That's related to generation time, guidance and CFG, and too much to be covered in this video. But instead of using negative prompts, you can simply rephrase them to be included in the positive prompt. This means instead of writing missing arms in a negative prompt, you could simply add with 2 arms in the positive prompt. What's your way of using prompts with FLUX? Natural language or the Stable Diffusion style? Please write in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like.